Hey howdy hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. This video is no joke a year in the making. Almost a year ago I made a video about why Hyperscape died and Ubisoft was making a game called Pathfinder, which never came to fruition. Every point I made in the video still holds up to this day, but we gotta talk about this damn comment section. And while we're at it, let's see where development is on Pathfinder. But before we start, I got a small favor to ask. If you make it to the end of the video and you like what you see, then consider liking and subbing to the channel. We're almost at 2K subs and I would love to hit that milestone with you all. I appreciate you all so much. Socials linked below. Okay, let's get into it. Hyperscape, for those of you who are blissfully unaware, was a first-person crackhead experience with one of the worst game models I've ever had the displeasure of witnessing. Everything about this game, including the servers, was nothing short of being shot point-blank range with a Barrett 50 cal. Since this is the most successful full-length video on my channel, why not go back and look at what some of the people have to say about my video? We got 6 comments to go over today, so let's get into it. Fairy69 said Hyperscape was the only good thing that came from Ubisoft in at least the last 8 years. No idea why it died. Ubisoft hasn't put out a good game since the mid-2000s. What the hell are you talking about? I can tell you why 90% of the game's day 1 player base stopped playing on day 2, and that's because the servers were absolutely horrible. On day 1, you had issues with hackers being in lobbies, people being banned for no reason, queue times for lobbies being longer than the nation's unemployment line, and do I need to say anything else? And much like every free-to-play BR, it's the same shit over and over. You queue up in an area, wait for a countdown, drop out of the sky, wait for zones to collapse. Where the hell is the innovation? And people love to tell me because it was more vertical and the movement was top tier, and I'm here to tell you guys, no, it was not. The game was nowhere near vertical, and Timmy from South Park could move better than this game's mechanics could. Another reason why it fell was because the gunplay was unbalanced. If you can't get weapon balancing right, you have no right making a battle royale. Fucking sue me. Next comment. Gavin Kelly 6263 said Hyperscape was one of my favorite games of all time. I have no idea why people hated it so much. I'm glad you found enjoyment in one of the most aggravating things ever conceived by a group of humans. People hated it because the game sucks shit like a human toilet. Many of my previously mentioned points stand for this as well, but a point I did not mention because I was saving it for this one goes as follows. Not only was it such a broken piece of shit game, but it wasn't even needed in the market. How many BRs did we have in 2020? We had Warzone, Fortnite, PUBG, Apex, Spellbreak, Fall Guys, Population 1. So you tell me why this game was so hated. Tell me why this game was dead after day 1. Aside from everything I just said, why would people pick this game over another game in that category? We have another Gavin in this next comment. Gavin Shun 1447 says, saying, quote, having a BR game mode sucks, or quote, it's only fun to kids is an unpopular opinion, lol. Most BRs are enjoyed by streamers and the vast majority of mainstream gamers. Okay, you know what? Fair enough point. But who the fuck do you think watches those streamers and content creators play BRs? Battle Royales are targeted towards kids and they are everywhere now. And the reason why they're targeted towards kids is because kids have sticky fingers, and with sticky fingers, they steal their parents' money and use it to buy dumbass skins. And we can't even get a new game out nowadays without having a BR mode in it. Mainstream titles are getting BRs. Pretty much every indie PvP game is a BR now. They all share a very common pattern. Kids are the only demographic of gamers outside of the COD community that spend money on pointless ass, garbage ass, stank ass skins and think it's cool. Why spend $50 on a better experience when you can buy the anime titty skin pack for all of the characters in a battle royale game? Hyperscape was legit no exception to that shit either. Their core demographic of players they intended on reaching were children, and thankfully no one took the bait. Let's continue here. Makina Castro 1031 says you fail to realize that the biggest reason why Hyperscape failed is because the casual players relied on some form of aim assist and couldn't bear to improve their god-awful aim, so they dropped it to go play some shit where it's easier to hit things like Destiny or The Fuck. I've never heard of The Fuck before. I'm pretty sure it's a very antagonizing title. The amount of crack you smoke while typing this comment is beyond the lethal limit, and it's very frightening. Yeah, the console players needed aim assist more than anything because, again, weapon balancing was horrible. PC didn't need aim assist because not only are we built differently, but no one on PC actually cared about Hyperscape enough to complain about the core mechanics outside of what I said. Also, casual players are exactly what you call them. Casual players. They aren't looking for something to rage over when they come home from work after wishing death on their bosses. The point that you were trying to make in this comment meant absolutely nothing to me, and I hope you see this video so you can elaborate even further. Here's one that I actually agree with. RHYS Ghost 1236 says, Hyperscape could have been good. I mean, the gameplay and feel was pretty unique, but Ubisoft gave it a really bad launch and really stupid issues like crashing and stupidly long time to kill. So I don't know, maybe Pathfinder may be good if it's essentially Hyperscape with all issues fixed. Other than the fact that this comment grammatically was worse than watching someone get hit by a Greyhound bus, I agree with the first thing he said. If Ubisoft would have tapped into their mid-2000s mindset and used their best talent, which would have been the guys who worked on the first Division game, don't at me, then I could have seen Hyperscape sit more favorable with the people who played it. I didn't think the TTK was slow at all, to be honest. It was actually semi-decent. But if you expect people to dig a diamond out of an elephant's ass and be happy that they found a diamond, then you are absolutely dreaming. Here's the last comment from Pesty4592. Hyperscape is awesome, but for new players, the skill floor was too high, with the skill ceiling also very high. Personally, I thought it was a really fun game, and it's sad to see it died off with a mediocre launch. The skill floor wasn't high. The game wasn't alive long enough to have a skill floor. The game died so fast that I don't even remember there being a meta for the game. So in a game that supposedly had a high skill floor and an even higher skill ceiling, where the fuck was the push from Ubisoft to make it an esports BR shooter? There wasn't one. Why? Because it didn't exist. It wasn't a thing. Hyperscape was never awesome. It was a piss poor attempt at cashing in on people staying inside during the pandemic. You want to know what I did with my time while Hyperscape was around? I got clapped twice by the spicy flu and played Hyperscape the same amount of times. Twice. Now that the theatrics are over, let's talk about where Pathfinder is. It's nowhere. The game never came to fruition at all. The most recent news about Pathfinder was from late 2022 when Ubisoft had some job positions open to work on a project called Project U, and since then it's been radio silence. And if you're interested in the article, it's down in the description. Honestly, we don't need another Hyperscape, we don't need another third-person BR, we don't need any of that. If you want to play a game that I guess is kind of similar to Hyperscape but so much better, then play the finals. Invest your time into the finals. In the top right corner of the screen, this is my video about the finals if you want to know what the game is about. Not only is it fun, but Ubisoft didn't put their nasty ass hands on it. If you guys want to see me read more comments from my popular videos, then please let me know by hitting that like button, that sub button, and DOA, that notification bell. I post content like this all the time right here on YouTube. And as always, my name is Redbeard Mortis. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, I am fucking out of here.